When is the next season of Rick and Morty? What all did Marvel announce at San Diego Comic-Con? And what does Elixir taste like? Well, I talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello everyone and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus. And we're just going to go ahead and get into it. We have got breaking news. Not too breaking. It actually broke like a week or two ago. Breaking news and very sad news that has happened in the current state of the world. With everything going on from COVID to this monkeypox and the whole Ukraine situation. But we've got some detrimental, very sad news right now. We'll have to have a moment of silence. But the very sad news that you may be wondering is that the Choco Taco has been discontinued, and it's just so heartbreaking that we have to say goodbye to a ice cream snack that has been around for over 40 years now, finally leaving us to be with the rest of the discontinued items. And it's just a sad day today, you know. I mean, when you thought everything was bad as it gets, and then they discontinue the Choco Taco, you don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, what are they going to do next, you know? I mean, I don't know. But the Choco Taco, that is real news. That is real news, that for some reason the Choco Taco got discontinued. I thought it was I've never had a Choco Taco, but I thought it was quite popular. I thought the Choco Taco was like a thing that a lot of people got. And I might be wrong, but I guess people just never got it anymore, you know. I thought it was very popular. I mean, it's been around for over 40 years. And for something to last that long, it's got to be pretty popular somewhat, at least someplace in the world. And I don't know exactly when, I don't know the exact date of when it started. And I'm not entirely sure why they decided to discontinue it. I'm trying to read about it. I don't know. I can't really find anything anymore about them discontinuing the Choco Taco. So, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure why they did it. I can't really find anything, but they discontinued the Choco Taco. Sad day. And, yeah, I never had one. I might find one just to review it, you know, and see if it's actually good. So, but I'll have to wait and see that, you know, for myself. So yeah, Choco Taco's been discontinued. I've never had one, but I'll try to look for one if they're still available. They're probably going to sell all the ones that they have at different stores, and I know they're at gas stations probably too, and then little ice, not ice chests, and little freezer things, you know, that you gotta bend down and get all up in to find some ice cream bars or whatever. So yeah, Choco Taco's discontinued. Sad day in history. So go ahead and get into some entertainment news. The highly anticipated next season 6 of Rick and Morty will be premiering on September 4th. So I'm very excited because I love Rick and Morty. It's a great show. If you've never watched any of Rick and Morty, you should definitely check it out. I know all of it's on HBO Max. Go check it out there. If you've never seen it or never heard of it or anything, you should definitely just go check out HBO Max and watch Rick and Morty. Very good show. I think it's just going to premiere weekly on Cartoon Network. or Adult Swim, I should say, because it's on Cartoon Network at night, so therefore it's Adult Swim. So it'll premiere at like 9 or something at night, on whatever your Cartoon Network channel may be. But that's where it usually shows up, and then once the whole season is done, I think they put the whole season on HBO Max at one time, once the actual show is over with on Adult Swim. So, and Adult Swim has you can watch it on their website too, I think. I've never done that, but you can do that, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do, and it's going to be really funny, going to be good, and I'm just excited to see the next season of Rick and Morty. Also, on the Disney side of things, got a lot of Disney stuff to talk about, but Star Wars, their next series is Andor, and it premieres on August 31st, and it will be the first 2 episodes will premiere that day, and the entirety of this first season, or first part of Andor, will be 12 episodes long. So therefore, the first 2 will premiere on August 31st, and then the rest of the next 10 episodes premiere one every week from then on until they reach episode 12, and then it'll end. So, I don't really know what to expect about it. I mean, Andor, if you don't remember, he was the main dude who was in Rogue One. Of course, I'm pretty sure they died in that movie. So this is going to be telling his story before that. So, see, I don't understand why. I'm going to watch it because it's probably going to be good anyway. But I don't know why Star Wars wants to tell origin stories for characters that are already dead. Because they make a movie or a series or something about a specific character that's in it, and at the end of the movie, like for Andor, made a whole movie with him in it, really good movie, but he dies in the end of the movie. And then they're like, okay, well now let's make a series years later about his story leading up to Rogue One. I've always wondered, what's the point? Because there's got to be something in this series that elevates either his character a lot more, it makes him way more important, and it's got to be a really good show, or it introduces or expands the story of another character that hasn't died, that we haven't either seen yet, or Ahsoka or somebody like that shows up. It's got to be somebody who's still alive, because it's got to give more character to somebody that actually matters, because Andor, he's dead. Why should he matter? Why should we care about this character that has died? It's different when we talk about, Darth Vader. Yeah, he's dead, but he also had, 6 movies about him. He had A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. He was the villain, Darth Vader. And then you had episode 1, 2, and 3 is Anakin. That was his story. And all of the Clone Wars, or most of it anyway. So it's making a show about Darth Vader, the Obi-Wan show. Darth Vader was there. It added more to him. It added more to Obi-Wan's character as well, because that's what we want to see. Andor, he's been in one movie, unlike Vader, who they've built this universe around. It's basically about Anakin and Luke. It's about the Skywalkers. And I'm not talking about the sequels, because they don't matter. But it's different about that, because both these characters are dead, but they built all of Star Wars is based off of Anakin and Luke. They are the main characters. It's Anakin for episode 1 through 3, and Kenobi, as well. But it is about Anakin and Darth Vader. They are the main characters of Star Wars, just in general. Anakin and then his son Luke. That's it. You can't make any other argument that they aren't. Because in the first 3 movies of the prequels, episodes 1, 2, and 3, it's Anakin being young, becoming a Jedi, all the way to when he turns evil, and then he goes to the dark side, and then turns into Darth Vader at the end of episode 3, and then becomes the villain. And then in episode 4, 5, and 6, he's the villain, and he's fighting his son, who finds out that Darth Vader is his father, And then Vader has that redemption at the end of episode 6 when he threw Emperor Palpatine down the hole and the second Death Star, and then Vader died. It was about the Skywalkers, of Anakin's story, and then his son Luke, of him growing up to become a full, powerful Jedi, and then actually vanquishing somewhat his father, So, what I'm getting at is that, like, the Andor series, like, I understand they're making an Ahsoka series. Well, that's good because she's still alive, that she's not dead. We haven't seen her die yet. But with Andor, they introduced his introduction of that character to us as the watchers, as the viewers, is his death, literally. Like, we literally saw Rogue One was the last thing he'll be in. So we start his character introduction at the end of his life, and then we're working backwards. Or start the series like way before, and then work forward up until the death, I don't know. That's just me. I've always been confused about that by, like, with Star Wars or anybody, that they'll introduce a character in a movie, kill them, and then, like, all right, let's make a 12-episode show about a character that's already dead, so it doesn't really matter what we say about him, because it doesn't matter in the end, because he's going to die anyway. That's why I've always wondered that. Like, they could make his story, it has to be good. Like, I'm going to watch it, like I said, but it's got to be really good to stick out. Because why else would it be there? Why else should his series be there if he's going to die? This literally isn't proving anything. This series is doing nothing. Unless, like I said, unless it proves another point to Ahsoka, or introduces Grand Admiral Thrawn, or any other character we haven't seen yet that needs to be introduced, or a character that's still alive up until the like the Mandalorian series or something, because that's what we all look forward to, is the next season of Mandalorian. Something like that, like Ahsoka. That's the main one I can think of, so I'm still going to watch it. It's premiering August 31st on Disney+, so I'm definitely going to still watch it. I've just wondered that. That's just my thought process about it. I'm still going to watch it, of course, so. Andor, check it out on Disney+, on August 31st, with the first 2 episodes premiering on that day, so it'll be really interesting to see what they do with that. So, next up, I want to talk about Marvel, and I got a lot to talk about with Marvel, as in a crap ton of stuff. Let's go back. Alright. So, Marvel released some stuff. Got it right here. So, a couple weeks ago was the San Diego Comic-Con, which was highly anticipated. It's the first one back in person since COVID happened, since COVID began. And Marvel Studios decided to attend it, and was going to announce some more of their live-action series, movies, and even the animated shows, which also I need to look up and get a picture of those as well, because I do not have that readily available with me right now. So, I'll just go ahead and start talking with this. So, the next thing that's coming out with Marvel is August 17th, which is actually pretty soon, in like 2 weeks, is going to be the She-Hulk series, which is going to be premiering on Disney Plus, and it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. I'm excited to see it. Daredevil's going to be in it. That was announced in the trailer, actually, that Daredevil is going to be returning with the red and yellow, his comic accurate suit that he has. So it'll be interesting to see what comes from that. So, alright, I'll just have to use this, I guess. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the rest of the year with series, the She-Hulk series, and then November 11th is Black Panther Wakanda Forever, which is the second Black Panther movie. They talked about that. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be sad. I already know that because Chadwick Boseman is dead, of course, the actor who plays Black Panther. And then we're going to have to see what actually happens, who takes up the next mantle of the Black Panther, all that kind of stuff. And then also that apparently Chadwick's character, Black Panther, T'Challa, is dead before this movie happens. Before the events of this movie, he dies at some point. For some reason. We don't know yet. We'll find that out soon enough. So, with all that, Black Panther Wakanda Forever at the end of this year, November 11th, will be ending Phase 4. Now, they announced a bunch of stuff for Phase 5 and Phase 6 that I'm just going to start rattling them off and then giving my thoughts on them. So, the next thing to happen is next year, Phase 5, February 17th of 2023, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which is the third Ant-Man movie. I'm excited for that. It's going to be fun. Kang, the Conqueror, is going to show up in it, and he is the next big bad villain, of course. It is very rumored, actually, in the Black Panther movie that Doctor Doom is going to be showing up. So that's going to be pretty cool if Doctor Doom is in the movie. So... and then the next series after Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is Secret Invasion. I'm excited for that. Don't really know much about it, but I'm excited for it. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Volume 3, on May 5th of next year, 2023. So I'm excited for that. The series Echo is going to be in the summer. Also with Season 2 of Loki. And then we're going to get The Marvels on July 28th. Of next year. And the last movie of 2023 will be Blade, November 3rd of 2023. Next year's got some good movies. They got 4 movies. They're trying to put out at least 4 movies a year. And I'm excited to see what the Marvels, I'm going to watch all of these probably. But I'm excited to see what the Marvels is going to be about. Because I don't know. It's going to have Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel and Monica Rambeau from WandaVision. Excited to see the Blade movie as well. That's going to be good. And then in the fall of next year is Ironheart. And then at the very end, in winter 2023, going into 2024, is a show called Agatha, Coven of Chaos. So they actually changed the name. It wasn't that originally, but they changed it. So, and then in spring 2024... the series Daredevil Born Again. Now I'm excited for that. It's going to be the same. Charlie Cox, who played Daredevil in the Netflix series, is going to be Daredevil. And the guy who played Vincent D'Onofrio, who played Kingpin, is going to be returning as well. He was in the Hawkeye series too. So I'm excited to see what those are going to be about, this Daredevil series. And then May 3rd of 2024 is going to be Captain America New World Order. Now, that is the 4th Captain America movie, but it is going to be with Sam Wilson, the Falcon, who is now the new Captain America. So it's going to be interesting to see there. And then July 26, 2024 is the Thunderbolts movie. That is a group, not like the Avengers. They're kind of like, it's a group of like bad guys, but I guess they kind of do good, but in like a bad way. Like they'll do good, but they're not afraid to kill people, to do that good. And then that'll be ending Phase 5. As of right now, July 2024, with the Thunderbolts, is the end of Phase 5. Now, the beginning of Phase 6. We only know 3 movies, and that's it, of Phase 6. The Phase 6 will start November 8th, 2024, with the Fantastic Four movie. And then, skipping all the way to May 2nd, 2025, Avengers, The Kang Dynasty. That, of course, will be the Avengers movie with Kang the Conqueror. And then, November 7th of the same year, 2025, Avengers Secret Wars, which is going to be very interesting because Secret Wars, both Secret Invasion and Secret Wars, were two things that a lot of people wanted from the comic books to make into the movies and series. So we're going to get 2 Avengers movies as of right now with no delays. It'll probably be delayed, but as of now, we're getting 2 Avengers movies in the same year, which is going to be 3 years from now. So a lot of things will change in 3 years, of course. I mean, I will be 25 at that point. I'll be 25 years old at that point. So Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, will be with Kang the Conqueror as the villain, of course, and I honestly do believe Secret Wars will be Doctor Doom as the villain. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. There's a lot of stuff that they talked about before that isn't even involved or announced as any of these series. Like, they're going to be making a second Shang-Chi movie that they haven't talked about here. I guess it'll be after that. And then, of course, they have the animated shows, like season 2 of What If is going to be next year. X-Men 97 will be next year, I think. And then another show that they talked about that I'm excited for is called Marvel Zombies. And the series is, of course, animated to look like What If, you know. It's going to be in the zombie apocalypse of Marvel. But this series is rated R on Disney Plus. And that kind of shocked me when I heard and saw about that. But I'm excited to see it. You know, it's going to be good. But, I mean, you can't really have a zombie series and not have it be rated TVMA or R, you know. So, and they also, like, the Deadpool 3 movie is going to be worked on soon. I think that's going to be rated R. But once they get done with, I think Secret Wars or something around there will introduce the X-Men, because they're just now, I mean, the Fantastic Four and 2 Avengers movies is all we know about right now around that point. And then there's a bunch of other animated series, like the Spider-Man freshman year series will be premiering like in 2 years, I think in like 2024 maybe. But I'm excited to see what's going to be happening, which they talked about, like that Spider-Man freshman year is going to be interesting because apparently it's like messed up with the multiverse, and that if you remember from the first Spider-Man Tom Holland movie, Homecoming, that Iron Man was his mentor, that Tony Stark, in that scene that he was in his their like apartment or whatever with Aunt May, that Tony Stark was talking to her. Well, in this series, something messed up in the multiverse, and that Spider-Man's mentor is going to be Norman Osborn, who actually is the Green Goblin. So it's going to be interesting to see what actually happens in that version of the show. And I'm just interested to see what everything they do, animated-wise, regular series, and movies. So, gonna blow the water out of everything. Like, it's just gonna be really good. I'm excited because we get 2 Avengers movies in 1 year. In the same year, actually. I mean, it's 3 years until then, but still, we're getting 2 Avengers movies in 1 year. But I'm excited for next year with all the series and shows and movies that they're doing. So, I mean, they're going to be doing series almost back to back at this point with the amount that they talked about. So yeah, that phases 1, 2, and 3 lasted like 10 years. So it took a long time. Kevin Feige said it's not going to take that long with the phases nowadays, because not only they're pumping out 4 movies a year at this point, but also they got like 6 or 7 series a year, so they're actually able to tell more stories with more characters all in a less amount of time, so they're able to do that, you know. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the amount of content that they're pumping out with all these series and movies. But I'm still excited to see them. I'm going to definitely watch them, and I'll let y'all know if they're good or not. So the She-Hulk series is the next one to premiere on August 17th. I think it'll have 2 episodes on the premiere, and they'll be putting out a new episode every Thursday after that. So that'll be interesting to see. We'll be getting a new episode every Thursday instead of Wednesday. So, and Andor is the 31st, and we'll have a new episode every day of that, which will be Andor every Wednesday, and then She-Hulk will be every Thursday. So one right after the other on each day for now. So yeah, really excited about all the Marvel stuff that they've announced. Once they announce more stuff, I'll go more in depth with everything that they announce in the future, and it's going to be very exciting to see what they actually do. So I'm excited. A lot of stuff. So if you've ever wanted to ask me a question that you would want for me to answer on an episode of the Toddcast, you can go to my YouTube channel and ask me a question there. There should be a link in the description of this podcast. Go down to the description and click or tap on the link. It should take you to my YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe. And go to one of the videos and go to the comments section and ask me a question. Ask me a question about video games, about Marvel, DC, about movies, shows, about Xbox games, about music. I don't care, about the world. Ask me whatever you want. It can be one question. It can be more than one question. It could be a would you rather question. Could be a this or that question. Could be about food. It don't really matter to me. Just ask me any question you want. And then while you're there, you can recommend a drink or candy or food or whatever you want me to review as well. And leave your questions and recommendations of things I should review down there in the comments. And I've got one question here, so thank you for that question. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. So the question that I have here is, would you be shocked? Oh, okay. I just read the question now, so it's going to be an interesting question. And you can play along at home as well if you want to answer the question along with me and see if we have the same question. Yeah, go ahead and play along. Would you be shocked if the government came out today and said that space aliens are real? Would I be shocked if they said that they were real? No, I wouldn't be shocked if aliens are real. I would be more worried and intrigued and interested to learn about that. Because I've talked about this before, that there was this, I don't think he was a scholar, he was like a scientist or astronomist or something like that. And he said that there are 2 possible answers. There's only 2 possible answers for the universe. And on the question of life beyond our planet, the 2 possible answers are either we're the only ones on the planet in the entire galaxy, and that's it. We're the only living things left at all. And the other of the 2 is we aren't the only things out there, that there is life out there. And the guy said that we're either the only ones or we're not the only ones. And both options are equally scary. That either we're it and we're all alone out here, just all 8 billion of us on the planet, or there's other life out there that we haven't discovered yet. And there's all possibilities and conspiracy theories of, there was alien civilizations, but they developed technology very rapidly and killed themselves off, and here we are. And then there's alien civilizations that are watching us, and we don't know about them, and that the government have teamed up with them, and there's an underground base on Mars or the moon or whatever, If they came out today or tomorrow or whenever and said, we have a big announcement, aliens that are from space are real, I would be more shocked that they said it. I wouldn't be shocked to learn that aliens are real. I would be shocked that they told me that aliens are real. because, everything's a secret nowadays. Do I think they're real? No, but I still wouldn't be shocked if there is something out there because of how vast and it's an infinite galaxy and cosmos and all that. So there may not be life on any of the planets in our solar system, all the way from, Mercury and all the way out to Pluto, but there may be another galaxy next to us, like Andromeda, and we're in the Milky Way and all that kind of stuff, and there's another galaxy next to us, or another solar system next to us that may have a planet with life on it, then yeah, but they're so far away from us, and if we have the technology one day to get to them, then yeah, or if they have the technology to come to us, But no, I would not be shocked if the government ever told me that aliens are real, because either way, it doesn't matter to me as long as they don't kill us or whatever. But yeah, I don't really think that, I don't believe and have the belief that there is something out there, but like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there was. So I'm in the middle, kind of. I'm not heavily saying, oh, there's no aliens, you can't believe in that. And I'm not on the other side of saying, oh, yeah, there are aliens, you should believe in it. It's like, I don't care. Yeah, space is cool. I like space. I like learning about different planets and all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't change my perspective whether they are or aren't, because if they are, they are. If they aren't, they aren't. That's my perspective on the whole conversation of aliens and all that. So, yeah, just answering your question, no, I wouldn't be shocked if they did come out and say aliens are real. So, thank you for your question. And if you have any questions about aliens as well, you can go ahead and comment them as well. And would you be shocked if the government come out and said aliens are real? Would you be surprised if they said if aliens are real, basically? So, comment any question you want, and I'll answer your question on a future episode of the Toddcast. So, like I said earlier about asking questions, you can also recommend drinks and food and candy and whatever you want for me to try on future episodes as well. And I have 2 drinks that I would like to try right here, right now, that I'm going to review for all of you that I've never tried before. I've actually never heard of them before either. So if you want to see a picture of these, you can go over to the Toddcast Instagram account, which is at @the_Toddcast_, only on Instagram, of course. So I've got 2 drinks here with me right now. I guess we'll try this one. The first one we're going to try is called Radioactive Soda. It is, yeah, and it's got the whole radiation, symbol on the front. It is apparently mulberry flavor. I don't know what a mulberry is, so hopefully it's good. Oh yeah. So I got the trash can here. If I spit, I apologize if you hear me. So, smells fruity. Well, let's give Radioactive a try. Very sugary. Very high in sugar. Okay. Drinking too much of that is going to make my stomach radioactive. I'll tell you that. Radioactive. Very high in sugar. The mulberry taste is okay. It's very fruity. On the scale from 0 to 100 with no decimals, I guess I would give you I'd give a 78. It's not bad. It's just I don't want it again. I might, I might finish it, but it's just questionable is why I say that. So, Radioactive gets a solid 78. So, the next drink we have is called, this is actually a gift from Jaron. So shout out to Jaron, the multi-time guest here on the Toddcast. Shout out to him. He got this, I think it's from Austin, Texas. This is Moxie Original Elixir. So let's crack it open. I don't know what elixir tastes like. That was one of the questions at the beginning, in the intro. You may have heard me talk about elixir. I don't know what elixir is. It's got a weird smell to it. What flavor is elixir? Cornucopia beverage. 37 grams of sugar. Good Lord. This whole glass bottle has 150 calories. So, elixir. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh, God. Ugh. Well, elixir tastes like medicine. Gross. God. Y'all remember when you was a kid, or if you are a kid, which shouldn't be, you can listen to this, I don't really care. But remember when you were a kid and you had to drink, or at any point you had to liquid medicine that you would get prescribed as cough medicine from the doctor? That's what this tastes like. So, no, no. It gets a 54. It is not good. Don't want it again. Thank you, Jaron. The big thank you to Jaron for getting me this from all the way from Austin, Texas. I'm glad I tried it though, but not really at the same time. So, literally, the soda that says radioactive on it is better, way better than the elixir. Oh, the radioactive and elixir is not mixing well. I'll tell you that for sure. So, I'll have to go deal with this here in a minute probably, so I better end it now. So, radioactive soda sits at a nice 78, and Moxie Elixir sits at a low 54. Distinctively different is the slogan on the elixir, and you have got that right. It is distinctively different, as in distinctively bad, because good Lord, that does not taste good. So, radioactive at 78, Moxie Elixir at 54, and that's where the scores will sit. So yeah, if you have any recommendations you would like for me to try, any kind of drink like these, or a weird drink that you might find in your town or city or Walmart or wherever, recommend them to me in the comments section, as long as as well as asking a question too. You could do both. You can do either one. Doesn't matter to me. As long as you want to ask a question, you can. You can recommend a drink, you can. Whichever one, So, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for listening. As always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, and click that bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded. And make sure you follow the Toddcast on Instagram for all your updates and Toddcast needs. And tell your friends and family to give it a listen. And thank all of you once again for listening to this episode. And if you want to know what's going to happen next week, we're just going to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.